Hey guys, it's the Infamous here. Before we jump into tonight's episode, I gotta tell you about our sponsor, Audible. Audible gives you access to hundreds of thousands of audiobooks that you can listen to wherever it's convenient for you. Use our link, audibletrial.com/infamous, and not only do you get a free 30-day trial of the service, but you also get a free audiobook compliments of the show. So head to audibletrial.com/infamous, get yourself a book, and get some money back into the show. Enjoy tonight's episode.
Okay, hi. You're listening to Infamous Chronicles. Yeah. Let me dance.
All right, welcome to this week's episode of the Infamous Chronicles. In honor of Stranger Things and all things 80s that are getting revived, we are tackling our childhoods. We've got 80s babies, 90s babies, well, really early 90s and then a little bit later 90s. This is the Infamous Chronicles. Here we go.
Turn down for what?
Do you even know what's going on?
This is the Infamous Chronicles.
The Infamous Chronicles.
Featuring the infamous
Oggy rocks.
Casey Moran,
The Jester.
Natalie Sky,
Chevy.
Junkie,
And Gina.
Wait, what are we doing?
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
the Infamous Chronicles starts right now.
All right, welcome to our childhoods we're diving into this week. The do's and don'ts, like what we were able to get away with as kids versus what kids are going to be able to get away with now versus when our kids are grown and the very limited things that they'll be able to get away with. Your roster tonight is myself, the infamous Oggy Rocks.
Hey there.
Natalie.
Hi.
We welcome from the defunct Maternal Instinct podcast series, JT.
Oh, hey.
And Drew's on the corner mic, who has not visited us for a while. Say
Dirty
hi.
Dude Drew.
Was good.
What?
Dirty Dude Drew.
Oh, yes.
So I know, like, it's not socially acceptable to ask women this, but it's what we're talking about, so you have to deal with it. Everyone sound off with the year you were born. 83?
87.
85. 88.
93.
Perfect. So we have a good mix. We're about 3 years apart for each of us, so it's a perfect mix. What we're going to talk about is, like, the trouble we got into as kids versus now that, like, there's GPS tracking and cell phones and cameras on everything and crazy people everywhere. And we Stranger Things 2 came out over the weekend, and it's a show. The entire show takes place in the 80s, and it just kind of reminded me of the stuff that we were able to get away with. So I figured, in honor of all that, we were going to tackle that tonight. So first and foremost, what's your favorite childhood memory that you know for like your favorite childhood like routine or habit that you know is not happening now? Let's go counterclockwise and start with you, Natalie.
Coming home and watching TRL.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
Rox?
I used to blow stuff up all the time.
All
I used
the
to be
time.
addicted to fireworks,
Yes.
but like we'd bring them from I'd bring them from Mexico, different states and stuff. You can't really do that too much anymore, and like almost everywhere is like safe and sane. You know what I mean? As you drive out to the middle of nowhere of Nevada or New Mexico. Yeah. Like, I used to buy them from Chinatown. There was, like, a little cart. Guy had a newspaper. You open up the newspaper, and there's a selection of fireworks inside. Yeah, that was my jam.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I like the beat that goes boom.
Drew? This is our youngest member of the show. What was your childhood memory that people are not getting away with anymore?
Well, my favorite growing up was probably watching All That.
The Nickelodeon SNL.
Oh,
So,
right.
so good, though.
Fair enough.
But do you love orange soda?
who doesn't love orange soda?
Good answer.
Was that Keenan or Kel?
Oh, my God.
That was Kel.
Yeah.
It was Kel, you're right. James, what's yours? JT?
Does it have to
Jizzle?
involve, like, teeth or anything?
No.
No, whatever.
Anything.
Mine was fireworks.
Okay,
Yeah.
report cards are emailed now.
Ooh, gross.
I always hid mine, and I made Jake hide his until I could give mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Scribble it out. Spread a little. Change that F into an A.
I literally tried to rewrite a progress report one time, like retype it.
Oh, how'd that
Speaking
go?
of that, you can change. I've seen people do it on Snapchat where they changed the different letters of their grades into A's.
Really?
Yeah.
Photoshop, baby.
Oh my god.
Photoshop
Yeah, that's
all day.
true.
We can literally do anything.
So take notes, kids. If you are good at Photoshop, charge at least $20 a vowel that you're changing. For me, it was the ability to more or less, like within a reasonable distance, come and go as I pleased, which I know for sure does not exist anymore. I mean, we've said it many times that Oggy and I grew up together, but I mean, the things that we would just go off and do. I mean,
You don't see too many kids bicycling, scootering, and skateboarding.
No, so that's where I want to start. I was going to start with bikes. So thank you for that. I mean, bikes were the only mode of transportation we had as kids. And to your exact point, Oggy, you never see kids on bikes anymore.
Hardly.
Under the age of like
maybe like 3 or 4 times a week.
But not like when we were kids. There were bikes were lined up in front of every place outside.
No, totally.
Dudes inside chilling.
Yeah.
So what about you? Like, so was that still? Were you getting around on your bike, or is that before your time?
No, man, I rocked the shit out of my bike and my rollerblades. Let's be real right now. Yeah. So, I was always outside. I was never inside. And no, like that just didn't.
Was anyone questioning? I mean, you're
no, and my mom didn't check on me 50 billion times, and she could actually let us go and play. You know what I mean? And we have to come in when it's dark time.
Street
like,
lights
that's
on.
for me, yeah.
Check in.
Yep.
So. And we drank water from hoses, and
that's
we're up and down all over, like walking to 7-Eleven and stuff
and
like that. Your kids can't do that
too.
anymore. Yeah, I lived on a super busy street.
Drew, bike, was that?
Oh yeah, totally.
Getting around.
That's the only thing we did back then.
And then
we had to.
What about now? Do you see like? I mean,
no,
right?
Not at all.
When did you stop seeing it as you were growing up?
Junior high.
So even that's pretty recently.
Yeah, that's like the past 5-6 years, right?
No,
it's been 6 years since I graduated high school. So it was
the past 10 years, people have stopped riding bikes. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
So since you have little brothers, Drew, do they even ride bikes in like their own backyard?
No, they're actually starting to because they actually just started like getting kids around my block again. So they have their group and they'll go play outside in the street.
See, that was another thing that a lot of people had.
Guys.
They had their neighborhood group. Right. And that's not a thing anymore either. Like, I've lived in this house for 2 years. I've never met neighbors in either direction. Like, do you know your neighbors?
I know some of them in my complex, yeah.
Do their kids play?
No. I don't ever have trick-or-treaters. Like, I don't ever see the kids. Like, none of that.
Because nobody trusts anyone anymore.
I know.
But should they? That's the scary question.
No.
Did you
what
hear...
I miss... Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I miss is, like, this city that we live in, there was a bunch of, like, just trees and open areas when we were children. So we'd go, like, back in the hills and go hiking and,
constantly.
Like, bring potato launchers, and we make clubhouses, and there was rope swings in certain trees.
Yep.
But now there's a mall there, there's a housing track over here.
Everything's gated off.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere.
Yeah, so it's like there's the few designated hiking areas, but those are like actual hiking. It's like you can't be a kid and just have like a fortress over here and play airsoft, you know what I mean?
Right.
You get rolled up on by the cops and they're like, hey, put those guns down or we're going to shoot you.
So under the age of 10, what's the most dangerous thing you ever did?
I don't know, probably.
Wait, what age is junior high? Let's say 12. Under the age of 12.
I definitely was terrible. Me and my friend were definitely sneaking Goldschlager to school and drinking in math class.
Before 12?
Yeah.
In junior high?
7th grade.
Natalie's
Yeah,
OG
dude.
like that. She's OG like that.
I feel you.
7th grade.
It
sounds really young and really scary, and then it's like, oh shit.
Were you, because I know Lou, our social media manager, is always in the room, guys. Lou, you've heard from her a couple times. But for you and me, when I was in junior high, and you guys too, right? There was 9th graders, right?
No, mine was just through 8th.
What about you, Lou?
Junior high.
You gotta know my kid.
Junior high was 5th grade through 8th grade. It was considered intermediate. It wasn't junior high back then.
Really? Huh. Now I feel like
now
a
it's
total
7th
box of
and
dudes.
8th grade.
Yeah, that was
My
like way
son's in
before
junior
our
high
time,
now.
bro.
Yeah, because for me it was when I went into junior high or middle school, whatever you call it. There were 9th graders, and then the year that I graduated junior high was the first year that the 6th graders were in middle school.
I think it depends on the state too. If I lived in Missouri, it was totally different.
Well, in my opinion too, like for some reason I don't know why, maybe it's like a stigma in my head. There's such a huge gap between 8th graders and 9th graders.
There really is, though.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference between a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. You're a completely different person at 14 years old. You figured out what your dick's for. I'm just saying, legitimately.
The middle school I was at was 5th through 8th, and our elementary school went up to 5th grade. So my parents kept me at the elementary school through 5th, which I'm glad they did, because being 10 years old with, a bunch of 8th graders,
Yeah.
There were high schoolers that used to come over and hang out on our campus, and they would, hit on the 8th grade girls.
Oh, my God. Okay. See,
What? Who would do
I
that?
feel like when I was in 7th grade,
You?
the 8th graders looked so old, dude. They were so much... They just seemed way older. You know what I mean? And it's I think about it now, and I look at them now and how
bitches.
little they are, little tiny nuggets just walking around. And I'm like, dude... We seemed way older.
But they're still not.
I feel like our generation though was taller and got more nutrients, because the ones you see now are waist high.
And they're little bugs.
Yeah, they're little dudes.
It's where our studio is located is right on a main street that has a middle school about less than a quarter of a mile down the road, and so I see them walk by all the time. And the things these girls are wearing, sweet Jesus!
I remember what we were wearing and doing too, and it's just 10 times worse.
But it's funny how, when I'm thinking back, to junior high, and that was when, midriffs were a big thing, and cleavage, and spaghetti straps, and,
That was, the Fat Friday days.
But you look at now, now mom jeans are coming back, where, the waistbands, up to here, on, jean form, not on, Lucky Loose or anything, and midriffs are gone, you never see that. It's just kind of weird. It's, fashion always comes back around.
But the high-waisted short shorts, I see these little girls walking around, and I'm like, you would not be leaving my house.
With their butt cheeks hanging out?
There's some, serious times where I'm like, why bother wearing anything? And I'm just like, holy shit, I have 3 daughters, I would never. And my husband would lose his mind. He'd be like, hell no. You know what I mean? And so the fact that these girls are... And walking with their parents, it's nothing. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, the fact that our children... excuse me, choked on an ice cube. Not your oldest, but your 2 younger and mine. The fact that there's options to their cut of their panties at that age is mind-boggling. When I went over to the panty section for my kid to buy panties, the fact that there's... booty short, regular, high-waisted, low-waist. The fact that those are options...
No idea.
No, nor did I. Nor did I. I went over and I was just like, fuck you,
It
Coles.
gets like that. No, it's not like that when they're toddlers. But once they get to
the girl sizes.
5, 6, then it's boy shorts or briefs. Or you're like, what the fuck?
A straight-up
right
legit
now?
selection.
Huh?
Oh, you were probably too young.
What?
Underoos? Do you guys remember underoos?
No.
You don't remember that?
Underoos.
Are they pull-ups?
No, it was a tank top with a matching underwear.
Better scoot in here. That Mike's live. Get over here.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman tank top and Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Shorts that went with it.
Yeah.
I remember onesies.
No, I remember.
Onesies were the fucking jam. Sorry.
They still
Excuse me.
Okay, I went shopping for my son over the weekend.
Oh.
And he wanted Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz clothing. That's 80's. I remember wearing
This is
that.
skateboarding.
Junior high.
And look at the neon that's come back, the neon
is
colors.
so
Everything
high.
is fucking neon.
Well,
I'm
everything
telling
is
you.
recycled from the 80s right now.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's the 80s and the 70s all at once.
Well, one of the old hosts on the show, Dave, remember he used to always say to us, Maestro, he would say that the people that are in power right now in Hollywood and culture are the kids that grew up in the 80s, so they're just wanting to watch again what they grew up on, and that's why you're seeing a lot of the 80s stuff come back. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. I can get behind that theory. But another one for me was a couple ones. Arcades don't exist anymore. I think that's more of a boy thing.
No, arcades still do, but now they're arcade bars because the kids who had arcades are now
there's
drinking
no longer
legal adults.
operated arcades to go to.
No, but there is, but it's 21 and over with a bar attached to it.
For kids.
Because now you have way cooler arcades in your own house, and they don't even know what pinball is.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, going to the arcade was the jam, man, and then we got to go hang out with our friends, and we met up with them.
But here's the thing.
There's nothing social for kids to get together and do.
No, that's what I was about to say, is now kids can watch YouTube videos together from their houses, all together, seeing each other, seeing their reaction. They hang out, but they hang out streaming online. So it's they
They
don't
can
have
FaceTime, they can
yeah.
Snapchat, they
So they
can
don't have like the
all that.
connection of actually seeing each other.
You know what's
lot.
an interesting like byproduct of that is that I think is because parents don't let their kids go outside anymore. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't know what I'm going to be like when my kid's ready to go
that's true.
outside. But maybe that's why they're forming friendships like that.
Yeah, and also it takes money to get places and go places. You know what I mean?
That too.
That's true.
Like if you
Both
don't
of
have
those are
if you don't have money,
That's a
but
great
you have-
example.
You have an
newspaper
Xbox and a
jobs.
computer.
That's not something kids can do anymore. Kids aren't cutting lawns anymore. Like the ways that we used to make money as bucks, that's not even a thing anymore.
Washing cars.
Yeah. I mean, that does. We would walk the block
With
and
a
knock on
fucking
doors and
with a radio flyer wagon.
Yep, and just be like, "Hey, you need your car
Yeah,
washed?" And
like-
people would pay. Their car would look like shit. They would wash
Yeah.
it again, of course. But $5.
We were
here.
trying.
You guys go monkey around.
I would sell little wreaths during the holiday, and
That's
like
a good one. Hang
so
lights.
all in the wagon.
Shovel snow. Shut up, you Midwestern.
Well, we don't.
Shovel snow. We don't even
I
know what you
didn't-
mean. What language are you speaking?
I'd be down to shovel snow, but if it was to make like a jump for like snowboarding or like a half pipe, I would definitely shovel out a half pipe.
But I'm just saying now, there's legitimately, short of fucking becoming a dumbass YouTube star, there's no way for kids to make money.
the world
My
has
kids
changed.
Watch other kids play
Oh,
on YouTube.
Yeah, like
Video
You're
games.
watching
That's
other people play with the toys.
And sometimes they're adults, and they're like, "I need a help in this box."
right?
With, like, this
Is this
creepy
even
voice.
a real thing right now?
Yeah.
Why?
And that's on like the YouTube Kids app too. It's these creepy like pedophile adults playing with toys for a living, and they have millions of followers. Like Disney just
And
gives them
they're
free shit to open on
obsessed.
camera.
Like,
It's
it's
they'll do
free
it for
advertising.
hours.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what we've become. Free advertising in our age was we slapped a fucking brand sticker on our board and skate down the street with it. That was free advertising.
Yeah, but no one sees that when you're skating down the street.
But you remember it? It was the coolest thing in the world to have your board covered with stickers on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that shit was free. Band stickers. You used to have to go to concerts to get fucking t-shirts. Now you just go to Hot Topic and buy whatever shirt you want.
No, you just go on the line.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you don't even gotta leave your house.
I just forgot about my favorite.
Amazon
thing in the world,
Prime.
Amazon. Yeah, damn.
Amazon now.
Right? You don't even have to wait about Prime anymore. Now it's now. And now, even creepier, you can give them permission to open your door and leave your package on the inside of your house.
What?
Yeah, you buy a lock.
Install the camera, right?
Yeah, it's part of a Prime membership. You can pay an extra $100. They send you a lock and a camera, and the lock's a special Amazon lock, and they put their code in, and then you see them on the camera, and they leave your shit on the inside of the house.
Hell no.
Fuck all that.
Like,
right?
you really want to go through all that? Like, so someone can open the door and leave a... No.
I have an interesting question. Drew, you're the youngest. In your, like, thinking back as young as you can, what was the coolest, most mind-blowing technology thing you remember seeing at the earliest age that just blew your fucking mind?
That blew my mind.
Yeah. It was the future. Oh my god, cool.
Just the game systems.
But like a Nintendo 64, is that the right age range?
I had that, but I think it was more like GameCube. That's
You
what
are
I.
young as fuck, bro. What about you, Natalie?
What game?
No, like not game, but do you remember? Oh my god, my brain literally just stopped working. What was
What
the
was the
question?
coolest technology?
Yeah, what was the most technological, like color TV or TV or what? Like, what was the thing in your life that blew your mind the biggest?
I mean, when iPod came out, but that was like later. I had pagers, like that was a cool thing when I was in
Pagers
high
were
school.
cool.
Like, not even a cell phone. It was like,
I got a pager. Let me go check it.
ridiculous.
And all the
pager
guys had to
code.
learn
like,
pager
I
code.
still know pager code.
Yeah.
It's like ingrained in my brain for
1, 4,
life.
3 for days, baby.
Yeah, totally. 823.
Yeah.
627.
What about you? What was the technology thing that blew your mind?
I remember when PlayStation came out, that was kind of a big deal.
Jamie, that was the
And
coolest thing
then-
you've ever said out loud.
And then...
Your husband is at home right now going, that's my woman right there. She just said PlayStation.
I try to make it
Awesome.
proud. And then, do you remember like the Nokia phones, but like the walkie-talkie ones, dude?
Oh, Direct Connect.
Those
was
were
legit.
legit.
That was legit.
Yeah.
Lou, you're a little bit more of a seasoned human than the rest of us. What was your technological...
Atari.
Atari!
DVDs, CDs. Or we had cassette players and
Oh,
VHSs.
I love tapes.
Yeah.
I've always...
Atari, that was the best.
Yeah, CDs were
Right
exciting.
on,
The
dude.
CD player, like I remember rocking
Yeah,
that
the
like
Walkman
belt.
CD, yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
little belt.
And then
so
you
could
remember you had to
wear
get the
it.
shock-resistant pad for your car so that it wouldn't skip?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a sales point. Circuit City.
You had to have like the
Good
tape
guys.
in, like, and plugged into like the auxiliary cord into the tape cassette or whatever.
I remember like the things that blew my mind the most were, and I've always liked the technology that didn't take. Like I liked HD DVDs and instead of Blu-ray. I like Sony mini discs instead of CDs. Like I was always that weird. I'm a
What about the
contrarian by heart.
laser discs? Do you remember those?
But I remember pagers for sure.
That's
Mind blown
violence.
because there was freedom with a connection, and then later in my life, iPod shuffles, obviously. TiVo. Remember that was
To record
TiVo.
fast-forward commercials.
Yep.
What?
But for like, I remember the most my mind was ever blown as a kid was when I got my first Game Boy.
Yeah.
The fact that I could take video games out into the world was a mind fuck for me.
My Game Boy.
And then I'll never forget this. For some reason, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. My mom rolled her Aerostar, which isn't cool. That's terrible. But then she got a Windstar to replace it, and it was the very, very first minivan to ever have the door on the other side, too, that opened up both sides.
Oh.
And my brother and I, when the guy showed us, right, and it was manual still at the time, but they didn't have the fancy schmancy. And so he opens one, fucking salesman, right, opens one, and my brother and I are like, cool, yeah. And he goes, but wait. Opens the other side, right? And we're like... And I remember my brother and I were like, we'll give you our allowance for a fucking year. Oh my God, you have to have this, Mom. It's the coolest thing. We can get in from the left. And that was yeah, that was like a big deal for me. Oggy, what's the thing you remember, like the youngest, that blew your mind technology-wise?
Do you remember the virtual reality, quote unquote? It was like
virtual
red
boy?
lines, and you wore like a headset, and it project onto a screen, and there was like cartridges.
R-Zone, bro.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I remember the R-Zone.
That's what's up right there.
That was the jam. That was the jiggity jam. I'm trying to remember, like...
What about that R-Zone life?
What was your favorite childhood trip you ever took? And where'd you go?
We used to go to Hawaii every year with my grandparents. That was amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's way better than mine.
I used to go fishing a lot in like Mammoth Bishop area.
Yeah.
That was always pretty neat.
You were always gone. Your dad took you to do a lot of cool shit.
Well, my dad didn't. Like, I would go with my uncle and my cousin to that. And then sometimes we'd go jet skiing, and that was always rad.
And you still own one.
Yeah, but it's like, they're all broken now.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But you still do own.
But I was always like a bigger kid, so I'd be able to just get on the jet skis and go. And I was a fucking mean machine monster, just crazy. Like we're talking like donuts for like 30 minutes straight. It just create this pit, and there's just like this tornado happening in this lake, and then just fly out of it.
So women, if you're attracted to that kind of thing, you can follow Oggy at Oggy Rocks if you're down for jet ski donuts. Oggy Rocks.
Powers those waves.
That's O-G-G-Y Rocks. Drew, you?
I just lost the train of thought.
What? You had all that time?
I literally just had it. Hold on.
Do you want me to jump to
Yeah,
Jamie?
go to
Back
Jamie
you?
first.
Ladies first.
Favorite vacation?
No, like what was like your childhood normal vacation thing?
We used to go to Big Bear.
That's cool. Snowboarding or like during the summer?
Both.
Very cool.
They would like switch off, I felt. Or maybe we only did like one or the other, but it felt like it.
Too many times.
And then we tried Mammoth, and then...
Wait a minute, stop right now.
What?
Of your family members, which ones were skiers and which ones were snowboarders? I need to know.
We were like little back then.
It's important.
We didn't do the snowboarding yet.
Yeah, the snowboarding.
We didn't even
like,
ski. Our parents did that.
Augie still wears snowboarding clothes manufactured in the 80s.
Yeah,
and looks
I found
awesome
my jumpsuit. Dude, remember my jumpsuit?
I used to wear my mom's old like 70s ski like zip up.
Yeah,
that's what he has. It is turquoise and pink.
Yeah, no, it's like purple and turquoise.
It's so
I found it.
Augie. It's like I remember the first time. Okay, please let me tell the Shaun White story, please. I've never told it on air.
Jay, we would go to the mountain, and Jay would give me so much shit. He'd be like, "Why are you fucking wearing that? That thing is ridiculous." And I was like, "No, this thing is
bitches love
tits."
Gold.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't about bitches. It was just rad. Like it was just.
By
this
the way,
thing is fucking
we're
sick.
not calling women that. Unfortunately, that's what we said when we were teenagers. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
So I just thought it was super sick to rock like a fucking.
Now in my wisdom, I
now
see
you
back
understand.
on it and it's dope
now
as shit.
It's rad.
But
I always knew it was.
But
rad.
it
You just didn't
definitely
understand.
leads me to one of my favorite memories of my childhood and my relationship with you. So we are on the snowboard lift. Thank you for letting me tell this, Augie. We're on the snowboard lift. It's me, Augie, and this kid. Just the three of us, right? And we're on our way up, long lift, right? The kid starts talking to Augie, and he's in the middle of the two of us. He starts talking to Augie, and he's looking him up and down. Oggy's in this jumpsuit. The kid's looking Oggy up and down. He's like, cool, bro. And Oggy's board is also an older board that he does.
I gotta play it again.
Fine on it. I'm not.
You know what I
hating
mean? I gotta play it against sports. Let's be real.
Kid,
it was the starting
goes,
days of my snowboarding.
Kid goes, "What kind of board is that?" And Oggy's like, "Oh, this is a fucking classic. You don't even know about this board." And the kid couldn't have been older than like 7. Goes, "Bitch, I got a Shaun White 2006."
No, he didn't say bitch. He was like, he's like, "Oh, I got a Shaun White 2006." Everything this kid was wearing was Shaun White up from head to toe.
And then he gives Oggy the fucking leer glare, and he's like, basically he said bitch with his face. And then Oggy's like, "What? You don't even know about?" And then the fucking lift ends, and the kid just bones out. And give Oggy the opportunity to talk shit back.
Nah, I wasn't gonna talk shit. It's a punk ass little kid. What are you gonna do? Who cares? You know?
Dogged on Oggy's.
Yeah, but it's okay. You wanna know why? Because I'll still be rocking that jumpsuit. And he doesn't fit into his Shaun White clothes anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure. I bet his mommy and daddy are still buying his stuff for him, bro.
Yeah,
Drew, you got your fucking memory yet?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, hit me.
It was beach camping in Carpinteria.
That's the jam, Drew. I'm going to high five you for that. That's my childhood memory, too. Steeler? I like it, dude. Did you go beachside or did you go inland? Like camper side?
Both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a jam. And then they had that like hiking place in the corner. If you guys live in Southern California and you've never been to Carpinteria, it's north of Santa Barbara. It's south of Santa Barbara, actually. Excuse me. It's awesome. It's itty bitty teeny little beach town. It's got this cool little camping area right on the water. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. You can take the train there from anywhere in LA.
I feel like everybody loves Carpinteria.
Because it's awesome.
Oh, it's not Carpinteria though. It's Carp.
Carp.
Get it right.
Carp, bro.
Carp. Carp. You know?
Sorry.
Raw.
Okay.
It's for sure, Carp.
Carp, bro.
Sorry about it.
I've never
Absolutely.
been there.
Oh, Lou, you gotta go.
Never been there.
All right, so I know that
crazy.
only 3 of the people in this room are parents, but to answer this question, put yourself in a parenting role. Fair enough? So let's start with, we'll go clockwise this time. Jamie, since you're a parent. Oh, I'll go first. What is the thing that you did do as a kid that you damn well are not going to let your kid do? So for me, personally, it's the same answer as my original one. I will never not know where my kid is. She will never go anywhere without me knowing where she is. Was my favorite thing about being a kid, and it's also the thing that I refuse to let my own child do, for sure. Because my kid's someone already tried to pick my kid up twice.
No shit?
Yeah, no shit. So I'm done with that. I'm playing this. She literally has a GPS tag on her backpack. So good luck, peeps. Good luck.
Well, you're not supposed to tell people that.
It's got an anti-removal tag as soon as it comes off.
Yeah, but what do they just throw the backpack?
We get notified automatically.
It comes off of her?
And these are the links we have to go to.
Yeah, these are the links, bro.
But
and
okay,
she has a watch.
so riddle me this.
Because Jamie told me to get a watch, so I got
Get her the gizmo?
I did.
Right on.
Got that gizmo. I started a Verizon contract just to have the gizmo for
Yep.
her. And you know what it does? It's a little thing on her wrist, like a fucking Johnny Q. Yeah, I just said that. I just went Johnny Quest on that shit.
And you program who can call in.
It's
and
only
who
3
she can
numbers, and
call
she
out
just goes
to.
like, "Beep-de-doop. Dad, hey Dad, what are you doing? What's going on? I haven't talked to you in like 4.5 minutes, Dad. What are you doing? What are you up to?" And then she's like, "It only lasts a week," and sure enough, it actually, in fact, only lasted like 9 days. So well said. But yeah, that's for sure my thing. What's yours? We both have daughters.
I was like the worst. Yeah. I have 3. So it's just everything times infinity. I'm right there with you. You're not going to sleepovers. I will know exactly where you are and who you're with, and I will probably come and watch you.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm sorry, because you just reminded me of something. Did your parents ever meet the parents of the people whose houses you spent the night at?
No.
Yes. Did yours?
Yeah.
Hardly
every time.
ever.
Really?
I wasn't really allowed to spend, like, my dad was so against me spending the night places.
Yeah, you weren't even on.
Yeah. Like, my dad was way stricter about it, but most of the time, like, my mom was like, sure. I mean, there was some, it was almost like the ones that she didn't know, or, like, something was up, like, she would meet their parents.
Plus, you have to wonder, now that I've asked it, I wonder if, like, they met without me knowing. Like, if I would not put it past my mom to be like, hey, Jamie, my kid's gonna spend the night at your house. Let's get coffee.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't put
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think my mom did. I don't know. But,
anyway, sorry.
it was super easier. Like,
yeah.
And I was never home.
So you have 2 more, you said, right? You said you have 3 total.
No.
You're never gonna let your kids do anything without you knowing where they are. You said you had 3. Right?
Oh, I'll know.
She had 3 kids.
Oh, 3 kids. I'm sorry. Drew? In this scenario, I mean, you're a big brother. You got 2 young brothers. Like, what's something that you've never gonna let them do?
Well, it's not, I wouldn't let them do it, but it's just going outside and playing without an adult supervising them.
Yep.
Because like nowadays, I remember playing in the street all day.
All day.
Not
Dude,
worrying
calling
about
out
anything.
car. No one's watching.
What
you.
about like a block, like hide and seek?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
like,
what we
happens all the
used to do.
time.
Oh
In our
my
neighborhood,
God,
there
that
was
was my
like
shit.
35 kids.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it
Yeah.
used to be, and now, hell no.
Yeah, you're right, Drew. I would never let Mini Infamous even outside without me being out there.
Exactly.
Negative.
So,
Right on. I like it.
there you
Lou, lean in.
I'm right there with you guys. I do not want my son going anywhere without me knowing the parents and knowing his friends. I need to know these friends. If I haven't met them, you're not going.
Interesting. All right. Rocks? You got a
Probably
youngest brother and sister?
playing with homemade explosives. They can only play
going,
with.
bro.
Well, they can only play with
I'm glad
professionally
you
manufactured
learned.
explosives.
I'm glad you learned from
Because
your
there were some
mistakes.
times where I almost blew off a couple digits.
I know.
Like, let's be honest. Like, luckily, there was this one time I was letting black cats in my hand. They have a very fast wick because you take them off the actual wick and let them individually. So I was like throwing it. I was like mid throw. My hand was barely opening. It opened my hand instead of losing a finger basically because it blew up in my hand.
Gee.
Good times.
Natalie?
Not gonna let kids drive with people like under 18.
See,
That's a good one.
okay.
Because my mom never cared.
Like
Mine did.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the biggest things they were so
mine
strict
did too,
about.
but we did it anyways.
Oh, for sure.
Like, not happening.
But they had
Probably
like
have
as much
self-driving
control of it
top cars
as they
over
could.
The first self-driving car goes live in California today, actually.
What?
Yeah. First self-driving Uber. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
And
like they've had these
begins-
self-driving fucking Google cars for 3-4 years now.
I got a good one. What's a thing that you heard about in like a movie or something as a kid for like a technology that you were like, that's never going to happen, and it's happening now?
We use it all the time.
Ooh. That's a good
They're
one.
computers.
It's everything
That's a good one.
at your fingertips.
Augie?
Probably like intergalactic space travel. I'm just kidding.
Because you know some shit that I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much out there
You need to go
now.
outside when you say shit like that.
There's so much out there now.
When the satellites in space shoot you, I don't want you to be close to anyone.
All right,
I'm just kidding, bro. Go ahead.
but like, there's like actual virtual reality now.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like, there's virtual reality rooms where you can go in, and it's just like mind-boggling.
There's virtual reality pornography.
It's true. And there's a device you can buy to put on your penis while you watch it.
Yep.
And you feel it. Mm-hmm. But that was out there.
Yeah, you can get like
Yeah, that's been out since I was
Yeah.
like 16, 17.
like it came out like
Terrifying.
Yeah.
sex dolls and stuff. Yeah, you could like program it to watch the virtual reality, and you just lay there and goes business done.
Just real quick. Let's go around the room. Would you guys fuck AI? I wouldn't either. But someone asked me the other day, and I was like, that's a damn good question. But it's going to get there.
Wait,
I guarantee it.
Hold on, I have to ask for the sake of this question: virtual AI or tangible AI?
Tangible.
I would.
Shocker.
Full disclosure, I would. I'd
Ro-
try.
robot rodeo?
I would either.
Jay on the robot rodeo?
Yeah, I'd have to know at least once.
Oh my god.
And I'm obsessed with technology, so whatever new comes out, I have to own it. So just play into it.
Poor Kelly.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
good
maybe-
for her.
yeah,
maybe it's her lucky day.
Yeah, maybe we get
Go get
his
your
adventurous
robot.
companion set. And like, hey,
Use
babe,
your
look what I
robot.
got us for Christmas.
One side has the hole, the other side has
Oh my God.
the disc,
And
as
we
they
just
call
trade
it.
off, dude.
Yeah. Oh, no, you just write it out both at the same time. You
She's
know?
like relieved. Good thing our brother's in the room. It's
Oh.
perfect for this conversation.
Yeah,
These
thanks.
guys had
yeah,
off
I
and everything.
totally-
It's just a
about that.
mechanism you set on your bed. It's about 3 feet long, you know?
There you go.
Yeah, it just vibrates.
Shakes around like a snake.
Yeah,
in there,
exactly.
I hope it's a little less violent.
I hope it's
Okay, so
extra
back to
violent.
things we miss about our childhood.
Yeah, so Drew, what about you for like technology wise? What was something you saw young and you're like never gonna happen, and now it's real, it's for real?
It's basically just phones. Like how they. I agree with everything Natalie said.
It's true. James?
Technology?
Yeah, like something that you saw and you're like never gonna happen, like time travel or something. But it's real right now.
Cloning.
I was just about to say that the fact that you can pick the gender of your child that you want and that you could basically clone a human being and shit, like, that's pretty fucking wild.
That is pretty wild.
And you want, you're like, no, dude. But no, that shit happens now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Trying to think. I'm going to say the thing that is currently blowing my mind the most is like looking back at like as a kid now is the fact that you can instantaneously listen to any song anywhere that has ever existed.
That is
on point. Because I remember as a kid sitting there listening to FM radio for fucking hours for my jam to come on, pressing the record button on my
recording
to make my mixtape.
That badass mixtape.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I remember the heartbreak and the pleasure, because it worked and sometimes it did and sometimes it didn't, of giving them to a girl, and either she was like, or she was like, oh my god, these are the greatest. And there's something to that now. Now all you have to do is go click, 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 song. Here you go.
Here, let me send you my playlist. Instead of, here's a mix CD.
It's like
or a tape. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
my dad used to make these things called cassettes for my mom. I don't know where you can get them. I think on probably eBay with like other old shit. But yeah, you need to do that. And the guy's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Dude, I remember being so stoked when Napster came out and my dad had it. I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. I could download any fucking LimeWire. And then
remember the
like
first time you burnt your own CD?
Yes.
Remember how that felt?
Epic.
And then you went out to your car and put it in. And you're just like, oh my.
In your 6-disc like CD player in the back in your trunk. You know what I mean? So
and everyone had like
rotate
neon
out.
lights and subwoofers and fucking. Oggy and I used to sneak into
face plates, dude. Fucking.
Take it off. Put it in your purse. Take it off and put it in your purse.
Oh my god.
You have
you just take it everywhere with
empty
you.
black panel on your dashboard. Yeah.
That shit's so funny.
Or remember, I used to sell phones back in like 2004, and the big selling point was you don't need your Garmin anymore. Your phone can tell you how to get to where you're going now. And you'd have to walk people through how to do it. And now it's just like, what's the address? Perfect, I'll see you there.
Drop a pin.
Like, imagine if I told you had to find something, and I was like, hey, meet me, Natalie, and Oggy here, and your phone battery died, right? You'd be like,
oh my god, we had to like MapQuest stuff before we left.
I remember my mom used to have to take my brother and I to San Francisco, and we had like a
map?
Thomas guide, but it was a laminated map, so we could like write on it with like this is the way we needed to go.
Right, I remember it, dude. It's
before you could even print.
Yeah.
You had to write directions.
Back when like road trips were for real, and road trip meant good luck.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I just hope we get back.
Head it east.
Head
it east.
My dad drew it up with a bottle of Jack Daniels. I honest to God have no clue. He says the Grand Canyon, but the fucking map points north. Which, by the way, side note, I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
Me either. I've literally been like 20 minutes.
What happened? Did we just plan our next trip?
Yeah, we got 2.
Can we go to? We
all of us have never been. No one in this room has ever.
If
Drew
we go,
I have
Drew
not.
You have to.
I haven't.
The youngest person in the room is the only one that's ever been.
If we're going to the Grand Canyon, we also have to go to the Havasu Falls.
If we go to the Grand Canyon, we're going to spend the night and a 10 and get stupid.
But the next day, we have to go to Havasu Falls.
At the edge.
Yes. At the edge.
Yeah, fuck that.
Havasu Falls. I heard this one time. I met this couple of ladies at the Denver airport, and they were just there because the snowstorm was so bad, and they pulled into the airport to get a cup of coffee, and they weren't flying anywhere, and they were 72 years old. They made a promise to themselves when they were 18 that they wanted to do a road trip. So what they did is they drove out from Santa Fe, Texas, to the Grand Canyon, and then drove straight up to Mount Rushmore. That was their little road trip. They wanted to be able to do both of the most historical natural elements in the U.S. I know that the fucking Mount Rushmore is not natural, but it's built into a natural element.
Oh, that mountain that's shaped like faces?
Yes.
That's supernatural.
Yeah. They're only 15 hours from each other.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
I just
this
want
is
to
what I learned from them. But who knows? They could have been using Thomas guides like Natalie's parents. Yeah, I have no idea. They could have been like, our laminate map says...
My 5th grade graduation project to get out of 5th grade was we had to plan a trip across the United States and stop at all these different things. And we had to figure out how many miles per day they were going to drive, how many hours it was going to take, where they would stay, what star hotel, what national monuments and stuff you were going to visit. It was all based on points. Who could get the most points, and I think it was like 10 days. We had to see how far they would get.
That's pretty cool. The one thing that high school absolutely needs to enforce immediately is credit management.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Drew graduated high school 6 years ago and still was taking fucking how to balance your checkbook classes and not credit management blows my mind. Like, it should be required to graduate
We
high
never
school.
even had any classes like that. Nothing.
No, and then you get a credit card offer in the mail
My
at like
teachers
17.
were a joke when I was in high school. Like, a
she
serious
said
joke. We even brought cameras in and put them on the, like, old school, like, VHS video camera.
So they
got
were
a
not
hole on
discreet.
the brown paper bag because we were trying to get them in trouble. We were like, we just sit here for 90 minutes not doing anything. We used to bounce and go get lunch and come
Dang,
back,
dude.
like,
I wish I would've
totally
had those
clueless.
Right? The fuck, I had a gate around my high school. I couldn't leave nothing. Damn. I want to go to your high school.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I used to bring bottles of lemonade, like large bottles of lemonade from Trader Joe's in a brown paper bag to my high school. And it literally took them like 2 months to start asking me what's in the bag. Yeah.
Very efficient.
I could have been drinking 40 ounces, like, for real.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like that?
Like
It's just like my 7th grade math class with the Goldschlager. No clue. She had no clue.
Dude, straight up, we used to bring those Faderades where we put vodka in, like, the Gatorades and bring the bottles into food science, my first period, of the day. Oh, my God.
You can smell it?
No, vodka's
I really
like...
don't care.
Vodka's the one that's hardest to detect.
I heard
Unless
that-
it's cheap vodka.
I heard the G'est way to smuggle liquor into a stadium. I just heard this. If you make White Russians before the game, leave them in your car, get right through the gate, and then the girl, whatever girl's with your group, has to leave to go get them. And then you put them in baby bottles, come back in, and you're like, yeah, it's my breast milk. My baby's inside and I forgot. And no one's going to check shit. Now, also, you're a terrible human being.
I think they'll check.
What I do
fucked up.
is I get those pouch flasks, and
or
I
like
just...
the tampon flasks?
Yeah,
no,
those are
well,
super
yeah,
easy.
but those are so small. You know what I mean? They don't hold that much liquor.
I'm sorry it didn't work for you.
Well,
What
I
about
just-
the tie? Well, I got you a tie flask. At
You
ASD,
did?
remember we got them together?
No, we never got tie flasks.
Yes, we did. We had ties that have flasks built
I never
into
bought
them.
one of those.
Haven't you seen? Aren't your flip flops? Aren't those the
Yeah.
flip flops with the flask in them?
No.
Have you
They
seen
have
those?
the flask and the bottle
flask-
openers.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're a bitch.
Well, the bottle opener ones I don't like because your sandals wear down, and then there's this piece of plastic in the middle of your foot.
But they have one with flasks in them?
Yes.
That's pretty neat.
And sneaker-tokes.
Oh my
You
Damn.
betcha.
We are
You
shopping
betcha.
for
So it's all,
shoes.
so it's
What
all
the
about.
hell?
I knew about the bottle openers, but not about the flasks.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's why Reef's the shit, you know?
You got, is that on Amazon?
Reef,
Sure.
keep on
Order it
Look it
reading.
up.
now, live on
Look it
air.
up.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Reef flask sandals.
Okay, here we go, peoples. This is for everyone
Flannels, as they
listening.
call them.
If you go to Amazon,
Yeah, a nice pair of
type in
flannels.
Reef flask sandal. The very first thing that come up is not a flask sandal. Super sad. Maybe Amazon's not caught up to this beat yet.
Then Google it. Yeah.
Seriously, I should Google. Damn, but their sandals range, just for the record, in case you're wondering, Reef sandals range from $9.99 to $118.02.
Yeah.
For a fucking pair of sandals.
It's true.
Yeah. That's why I get them at Ross.
They're the best, though.
The ones I'm wearing right now, I've had for like 4 years, I think.
If you
No
get a
bullshit.
good pair of sandals and you spend like a decent amount of money on them, they'll last you forever.
Well,
But
that's
cheap
what
sandals always break.
Reefs are good made sandals.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, I put
Well
these
made.
things to the fucking ringer.
Word.
Yeah, they're
I'm,
pretty beat up.
I'm
you know?
sending it to you right now so you can open this and see this.
So I can see it.
Yeah.
You want everyone to hear it?
I mean, you don't get to hear anything.
Or is that a
but-
flask?
That's the sound of my mind. This is.
Yeah, I've seen those ones.
All right, here we go.
Sandals.
Here we go. Natalie Sky just sent over the flask sandals. We're opening them up live for you, people. Here we go. You need to go to.
Live on this podcast.
Oh my God! All right, for $45, go to thisiswhyimbroke.com, and they have Reef
Free plug.
sandals that pour out fucking liquor, 1.5 ounce. That's not even a shot.
Yeah, that's like a shot.
Oh, it's a shot.
But you could buy a Coke and then pour it.
That's only one sandal.
Oh,
You got
excuse
two.
me. You're right. There's a pair.
Bitch, you can carry booze in your shoe. It doesn't matter.
That's true, right?
That's rad.
Yeah. All right. Check it out now. Here we go.
So, like I was saying,
Fine.
those pouch flasks, though, are golden. Yeah.
Oh, it
I like
does.
the wine bras too that you can fill up with.
Wine bras?
Right?
That's amazing.
Did you see the bracelet? Oh,
I haven't
you need to
seen
see
it
the
yet.
bracelet. It looks like a big old like bangle or something like that, and you just boop. I'm all about that.
Yeah,
I'll rock the shit out
for
of that.
sure, for sure.
All right. So for this very moment, we don't have a solution on the flask thing, but if you go to thisiswhyimbroke.com, it looks like a good place to start. That is going to wrap it up for us this week. Go check out Stranger Things Season 2. Cherish your childhood and be an overprotective parent, but remember the freedoms you got. Try to figure out a compromise.
Be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Now you know what we're going to go do? We're going to go have a fucking sound bath. So that's what's happening tonight. And if you want to have a sound bath of your own for either your company, private event, maybe a bridal shower party, bachelor party, something like that, that's awesome. Check out
Ananda Sound Healing. Find everything on my Instagram, Facebook, at Natalie Sky, 2 Y's, SKYY.
And straight up, guys, it is a little weird, and it's a new concept, and I understand that can be intimidating in the beginning.
It's actually a really old concept.
But for a lot of people now.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you're even like remotely interested in the concept of like yoga or natural healing or
laying down for 90 minutes while someone plays a bunch of instruments,
you'll feel fantastic. It's so awesome. If you're in the LA area, book her. Ananda Sound Healing. It's awesome. We've got our 4th one tonight. We're super excited, and we're gonna go do it right now.
This is like my 57th.
No, with her.
With her, I'd say like 5.
Yeah.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
One love.
That's it. Have a good night.
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Infamous Chronicles. Our show is produced by Jeremy Elder, talent acquisition is done by Casey Moran, and operations directed by Paul Sinacori. This show is copywritten Infamous Works, LLC, 2016. All rights are reserved. All of our guests appear signed via waivers. We don't own the rights to any of the music featured on our show. We are just fans of it. Visit us at infamousworks.com or call our offices at 844-4-INFAMOUS.